Hello there and welcome. In this video I got you 5 different builds that work with Giant Kings. So it's all about working with what we got here and focusing on the strengths and specializations of the Giants here as good as I can. These builds therefore work with different cultures and I hope you will enjoy them. So the number 1 build I want to introduce to you works around the rock giants, and specifically a weapon summoning Golemancy rock giant kind of build. This is because all these animated weapons that you can go for, I mean, you can't go for any other type rock giant, just as very synergistic with the production points, they all happen to be constructs. Therefore, the tomes that you pick up on the Materium side of things, namely the Construct tome, they interact with constructs. The Dreadnought tome interacts with constructs, which allows you to not only take advantage out of the golems you already got, but also take advantage out of the summoned weapons that your giant provides. It's a pretty nifty combo, and if you play Reaver, Industrial, or High Culture, you can take full advantage out of the rock giant's affinity of production increases by adding stalagmites and mountainous terrain on the area. This is as straightforward as any golem build goes. You later down the road just follow the Severing and the Golden Realm path. The nice part here is you have a very potent thing because you have very strong constructs right from the get-go, and they only get stronger and stronger, and giants are always pretty powerful units. I'll leave it up to you how you want to skill your giant, because the nice thing here is the whole conjuration path is not interacting at all with your character class. So you can't be a weapon summoning warrior or a weapon summoning ritualist. It's all up to you. It's a pretty versatile build, therefore, but it nails you down very much into the Materium side of things due to the Golemancy and construct focus. Number 2 build that I want to introduce is what I like to call the Item Master build. This one works pretty much with any type of giant, and it utilizes here the Disenchanter path. Giants inherently start with the item forge unlocked because, you know, they just needed to forge their own gear. But if you pick the Cult of Personality culture trait in here somewhere, you need to unlock it via Pantheon points, you gain access to more heroes than usual. So when you now combine this straight idea of having heroes that you support with hefty gear, you can then go tome-wise into a assortment of either support-heavy things, going into the order type of things, using Tome of Faith. If you want to keep your heroes out of your own race exclusively, you are also eligible to use racial transformations, which can be extremely useful. Order goes up to the angelic transformation, which makes things really better and better. Resurrection. There's really a lot of things that you can use. Alternatively, you can focus on the summoning side of things, be that nature's in-combat summons via roots or later via Vigor and the Totem of the Wild. You can also use that to booster up your heroes, or third alternative that I see is just straight up battle magic and nuke them into oblivion. Because, you know, heroes are very hard hitting, and combine that with even more hard hitting spells, you know, a pretty nice combo. It's up to you how you want to do that. The important thing here is that your culture is very hungry for magic materials. You might want to reflect that in a secondary trait that is synergistic with that. Cult of Personality, and the one that gives you more extra magic materials. Or you focus into making better and easier magic gear, Reclaimers for example. All good traits for a build like that. So number 3 is the Frost Giant Terraformer. So here, also very simple straight up setup. We utilize Cryomancy's School of Cryomancy synergy and the Cold Dark's Frost Spire synergy to just get the most out of the terraforming effects. You summon the Steelies of the Giant to get the icy terrain easier and quicker than any other build on the side, and this is the base setup terraforming wise. Will make your cities more productive than per usual, and once you hit Cold Dark, you also gain some extra bonuses from this. As a racial trait, ice adaptation is pretty good payoff, or you go straight up into the primal culture to counteract that. Either way, you can combine this now in 2 different ways. You can now combine either the ice with animals, because icy animals are really powerful and potent. They evolve into stronger stuff, and it's a pretty cool combo to go ice nature. If you never did it, I can only recommend it. It's pretty nifty. And the other alternative is just to stick with the elementals, because you just have more mana than most other variants, because you see that icy terrain is generating mana all over the place. So you can do these variants as you want to do. I see this working well, like I said, with Primal. Mystic is also a good receiver, or I don't know, maybe you have a good idea. I see this working with many different builds. The terraforming aspect here is more to booster up the productivity of your empire and maintain a good amount of crowd control and interesting troops. Number 4 is the Fire Giant Offensive Terraformer. So while we did here more terrain that's useful for us, I mean, icy terrain isn't that best for anybody else. You can go with the Fire Giant's biases in a completely destructive direction. The thing about the Fire Giants is that they love ashlands. They don't mind lava or lava chasms. Quite the opposite, they actually enjoy it, and they can create it. So the build that you can take to make this works around pyromancy. You can also spice that up with a touch of zeal and cleansing flame if you want to. And after that, you stick to the demons. Pick up gremlins from the Mayhem Tome, pick up chaos eaters from the Pandemonium Tome, and let them fight for power to get stupidly powerful demons. Also, the Demonkin transformation will make you really enjoy the area there, or the fighting it's the fighting transformation. This one has been reworked way too many times. But the last part here you can ignore. But the Abyssal Flames is what I've been after. From that point on, you can even attack the enemy's terrain and make it viable to your own cities. This is so far an interesting build, as it gives you the capability to attack the enemy's terrain, because everybody will hate the place you create except for you. The big downside is the mobility. Currently, lava chasm areas are a pain to navigate, so I don't know, maybe it has been already a little bit bettered up. Use roads, use Ashland's adaptation to your best, and have some fun while blasting the world into a molten, barren place. Love it. And number 5, a Storm King build. This is very simple and straightforward. We utilize the Storm Giant with the cultural trait of Seafarers. Let's see if I can dig it up here. I don't know where it is here, but the Seafarers is giving you advantages on river, ocean, and sea tiles. Storm Giants create ocean tiles, and then you combine that with lightning and ice damage to end up in the Tome of the Stormborn to get the most out of your wet condition that you inflict to the enemy. It also gives you nice advantages to the terrains that you already prefer, and it is one of the most economy strong and military strong builds that currently exist, in my opinion, at least for the Giants. And I even made a video about this whole build in more detail, so if you want to see it in all its tiny machinations, I got it there. But it's basically really just a Storm King, the Seafarer's cultural trait, lightning and ice magic combined into the Stormborn Tome. This is really the gist of it, and it's a ton of fun to play. Added onto high culture, or I don't know, I heard Oathzone should be also good receivers. I don't know. I think it's a build that is very, very very, very adaptable. I wouldn't know any culture that is not too good of a receiver for this, because you get the troops that work with it well, kind of like integrated in the build path. A lot of fun. So that's 5 build ideas for your giant rulers. I hope you enjoyed them. I mean, there's plenty of other things under the hood, but I do expect Triumph to rework a couple of things, especially the Fire Giant is currently feeling like the weakest. I say feeling because, you know, it's all pretty subjective at the end of the day, and objective data about what's really strong and whatnot is hard to acquire. Anyways, I hope this gave you some food for thought to play around with. Leave me a like, leave me a subscribe, consider supporting the channel via donations or YouTube channel membership or any other given means down in the description box. I want to say a big thanks to all of you who do, and a big thanks, of course, to you for watching this video up until the very end. This kind of support is the strongest ever, so thanks for watching, and see you soon.